Hey y'all, welcome back. So as you can see, this is a continuation of the last reading. I just left the cards out on the table overnight and I said, the following day I'll be able to get back to possibly a part 2. So I'm sitting here and, I've called on everyone to come help, and I've also asked for protection for myself and also you as well. But I'm sitting with the energy and I'm being called to, pull clarifiers. So there's a deck in particular I was about to go grab, but I looked over to my right and I have a sufficient deck that I could use for clarifiers in this nature. This is the Lenormand deck. So I'm going to go ahead and draw from these and see whatever else is out here. I know that off of memory, once I got to this child card and the high honor card is kind of where I, was like, okay, I need to sit with this energy. But I'm back. So we'll kind of pick it up from there to see, if there's any additional information from Spirit. So thank you for being here. And if this is your first time watching a video, this is going to be a part 2. So I would encourage you, if this is starting to, give you goosebumps or chills or whatever up your spine, I encourage you to check out part 1, because that means that you're receiving a nudge from Spirit to pay attention, okay? Because this is pretty much a specific reading for someone. That's why I say that. But if it doesn't fit, I appreciate you sticking around and just enjoying the reading. Spirit, can you clarify the energy on the table? And I would like to know more about the child card and the high honor card that came out as clarifiers on top of this energy with the Queen of Cups and this Knight of Cups, please. And thank you. All right, there they are. I'm gonna stop there because these are very detailed cards in this deck. There's, a lot to go off of here. So let me just put this here. I want to make sure it's in the camera view. All right, so at the bottom of the deck is the birdhouse. So this has to do with messages, being able to receive messages. Just know that there's a team, and it's almost like, they're kind of camped out and they're waiting to gather information and then to deliver said information. So you can look at this as like your spiritual team, your help. So there is information that is needed apparently here, because it feels like, if you are not aware of this, these happenings, then that means that, with the indication of the birds, that there need to be some messages communicated to you. And I believe the moon card was out here. Or maybe not, maybe I misspoke, but I would have to bring up a lot of these cards here. Maybe it was not here. So there's a reason why I didn't mention that. So it does feel like there might possibly be an energy with this card coming up that you are not aware of this. So, I'm being drawn to this Two of Cups reverse because I said this was around this time when I was describing this in the first video. I said, okay, so if you're being pushed to the side because somebody here, which this turned out to be this Knight of Cups energy, they're pushing people out of the way to get to a prize. And the prize in this energy is that Queen of Cups and this home that she owns, because I feel it's all about gaining control of the home. So I don't know if that's by way of ownership of a property, but however that they can get in there and maneuver and make that house a home. I feel like there are more tricks up this Knight of Cups sleeve. And you know what? At the end of the day, maybe it's not tricks. Maybe this is just a pathway in for this Knight of Cups who really wanted to show affection. The only reason I say that it could be a little tricky is because the Seven of Swords was here, and I felt like with that Chariot reverse that they were showing up as some sort of accomplice, to where they had to do with possibly the demise or this King of Cups reverse going away, which could be jail, prison. But the King of Cups is not in the picture with their wife, the Queen of Cups, anymore. Husband, girlfriend, whoever, however, that situation works itself out. But this Knight of Cups, of course, saw an opportunity to move in. Now, whether it's based on true love and affection and all that stuff, it could be. But I say all that to say that, I was feeling, if you were not aware and you just suddenly got pushed to the side, then just know that that King of Cups energy, whoever is the one that pushed you to the side, is on a mission to get to a queen. Not saying that you are not a queen or a king, however it applies. But, you know, there's something that they're after with this knight being on the horse. They're mounted up, ready to go offer that emotion. And I also remember that this Knight of Cups, they're going to have a hard time getting to this queen, because the fact that they do look as the accomplice to that queen, it's like the story's not clear. And I did mention that they want to bring a story to her. So whether it's the truth or whether it's them admitting, you know, their participation in the downfall of this king, then that's what that is. All right, let's check out these other clarifiers. So on top of the child card and the high honor card is this mountain card. So this mountain card just has to do, okay, so I'm noticing 21 and 12, which both boil down to 3. So the mountain card has to do with rough travels ahead or a rough road to climb ahead. But the pinnacle of this is that you're going to get through it. Whatever energy this is, that has to do with this child card, because it's right there in that energy. So I feel like if this is for the Queen of Cups, she's going to have some things that she's probably going to find out about that are going to be hard to hear, understand, you know, to be able to digest. Now, high honor, you know, this is a card that is, it's of like the utmost respect. Now, you know, when a high honor move could be when they, you know, fly a flag half staff out of respect, because that means that somebody important passed away. So here we are again with the child card. And, you know, if I consider this high honor energy, this was like the 21 gun salute or something. So the child, you know, is showing up as a prized member of the family, or a prized energy to this Queen of Cups possibly. And if they're the mother, then duh, that would make sense if you love your child, right? But if they lost their child, they need answers, because that 5 of Cups in the reverse was the reason why it seemed like this queen is having a hard time coming out of some sort of guilt, regret, shame. So if this has to do, don't forget the 3 of Swords was here as well. So that also would indicate, you know, the sadness, just the affliction. And that's also a 3. As to, you know, I don't believe, I can't, you know, it's like going through the 7 stages of grief. But, you know, it's now turned into the 5 of Cups reverse. Well, actually, the Knight of Cups, okay, the Knight of Cups wanted to help whatever they were bringing as an offer, like a story or the truth or clearing their name. It was supposedly supposed to get this Queen of Cups out of this place of, hold on. So the Knight of Cups wants to say that they didn't do it. I want to understand it as they had no part in it, because it feels like they ran with the people who are the quote unquote suspects of possibly what happened around this child, or the mystery surrounding this child and their, you know, their untimely death. So, you know, the Page of Cups would show up in past readings as, you know, unanswered mystery and surrounding their passing as well. So the Page of Cups is also, you know, considered like a child card. And not to mention, it is also cups. The Page of Cups is not out here, though. But in connection to the energy that we've kind of been following here, then that would make sense. So it is a rough road travel ahead for, everybody involved, but I feel mainly for the Queen of Cups because they need answers and they're going to have to climb. They're going to have to seek out. It's going to be rough. They might slip and lose their tracking and have to backstep, but they got to stay persistent in this. They got to keep going until they get to that pinnacle, that top. Because the pinnacle idea would be like they did it. They got what they needed. So they're able to look back and say, it was all worth it. It's the energy here. All right, we had two more clarifiers here. So these two clarifiers are on top of that Emperor reverse energy, which, was clarified with the main male. And also adjudication was here. That basically clarifies that Fool card, that moving on. There has to be a decision made and arrived at because the courts have to get involved here. Or either it could be spiritual courts as well. But that Emperor reverse energy also coincided with this King of Cups reverse. So, the Emperor just stands for somebody in a position that's been held for a long time, a position of authority at that. So if that was that King of Cups energy, they, were, the husband, the only, that energy in the home, that they were the only ones. They handled their business. They were the I want to say confidant, but they were the companion of that Queen of Cups. All right, so on top of that are these two clarifiers that came out. So they're on their side as well. So we have the Maze card, and then we have the Mask card. So somebody's trying to figure their way out. Like they have no clues. They have no sense of direction here, or the only thing really they can depend on is their 2 feet that are guiding them. But they're trying to work their way either out or in this maze because it is a circular formation here. And it does look like there is a little like settee in the middle of this little maze configuration. So this lets me know that they don't know where they're going. They don't know if they want to head towards the maiden that's inside of the maze. Excuse me. Or if they need to work themselves out. So, this lets me know that this energy is still here. So if this maze has to do with like legal battles, say they are, being held and they're awaiting, a court date or whatever this is, or maybe they are away for some time. They got to figure this thing out. Now, the Mask has to do with, I feel like they are realizing now who they should not have trusted. Like if they're sitting alone and have some time on their hands, they're able to sit and receive messages even. Because I do notice these 3 birds here. And then there is a woman that's underneath, that little settee area with the 3 birds, and not talked about the birds being messengers, right? Here it is at the bottom of the deck over here. So say this is their queen waiting for them to come home. And then the messengers here are, the spirit team that are, taking care of this Queen of Cups and nurturing them and sending them messages. Or taking messages from the Queen of Cups to deliver elsewhere. However, that would work on the spiritual realm. Whoever their team is, however it's set up. They could be good messages or they could be bad messages. Or I should say messengers. Especially with this Mask card here. Like who to trust in this situation. All right, y'all. Well, I want to say in conclusion, because I feel like this is, I feel like we have answers in regards to where we left off with the, you know, the child card at least, because that's when it kind of went like, it felt like it was like a glass had poured out and liquid was starting to flow in every direction, and I wasn't sure which way to flow with the liquid. So with these clarifiers, I just know that this is to be continued for this couple and this Knight of Cups. Because I can say that this king, that Emperor energy is still here on the physical plane. So I hope this helps someone. But it does seem like there was some deeds that were done that are catching up. And the Queen of Cups needs answers, because if, you know, they did lose a child behind some sort of riffraff here, they got this King of Cups put away. There are some vulnerable places in this Queen's life. And the fact that this Knight of Cups is coming back or trying to make their way to the Queen, but, you know, they're being fingered out as having something to do with this disappearance or demise of this child, then, you know, it's not going to turn out well for all parties involved here. But yeah, that's what I have for part 2. So I hope this helps.